Just before the launch of Chapter 5, Fortnite leakers announced that it will be following the tradition of a yearly chapter. However, this could ruin the BR forever, and I'm here to tell you why. Now, the main argument I hear as to why yearly chapters are a good thing is what if the map sucks? What if the loot pool's bad, etc. And then they usually point to Chapter 4. But if you think about it, yearly chapters is the reason Chapter 4 sucked. The main issue I and many other people had with Chapter 4 is the clear lack of mid-season updates, mostly having to do with the map. We, for the most part, didn't get a single mid-season map change for the entire chapter. Why? Because Fortnite was using most of their resources on Chapter 5. To sum it up in less words, the reason we don't get substantial weekly updates is because Fortnite has to pump out a new chapter each year. Therefore, the current chapter will fall short of older ones due to Epic spending more time worrying about the future than the present. But this isn't the only thing that yearly chapters have damaged. Events. We've only had one live event in the past year, and if you've seen this video, you know that I think it wasn't worth the wait. And well, look at the title. Again, this is most likely due to Epic having to work on Chapter 5 and the new modes. I've been heavily defending the new modes because honestly, they get way too much blame for the current state of the BR. But this time I'm willing to say that some of the reason we haven't been getting events and that this one was kinda lame is because of the new modes. I mean, look at the festival bit, the UI isn't even finished. So that's already two things that yearly chapters have plagued, but this last one takes a look into the future of yearly chapters and really gets across the point of the title. To start, let's take a look at every chapter launch, minus Chapter 1. Chapter 2 was great, maybe one of the best, solely for the fact that this has never been done before, which is something that new seasons trying to remix old ones tend to forget. The best example being Chapter 2 Season 2 and Chapter 4 Season 4. As for Chapter 3, this one was also a great chapter launch because it one-upped themselves from Chapter 2, a brand new map but with things we've never seen before. And then there's Chapter 4, which was the weakest launch to date, mostly because they tried to do what Chapter 3 did. The only issue is Chapter 3 already did that. The only real new thing they had to offer on launch was new graphics, and if you don't have a 4090, why would you even care? Finally, Chapter 5, which honestly was another great chapter launch. I mean, along with the new map, we got a LEGO Adventure mode, a Rocket League Racing mode, and Guitar Hero. And that's the issue. How is Fortnite gonna one-up themselves? Especially with only a year's time frame. I mean, they could just keep releasing new modes, but even then, in a chapter or two, it'll become stale. It's like stacking blocks in a tower backwards, constantly adding more with each load. It's bound to collapse. Now, I do understand that even with longer chapters, this is destined to happen. But with a year and a half to 2 years of time, you can greatly increase the lifespan of that tower, while also giving you more time to work on one-upping yourself. Now, I always like to come up with a solution to all the problems I listed, but I've been saying it this whole video. Don't make yearly chapters. Want more mid-season map changes? With a 2-year-long chapter, you wouldn't have to worry about a new map till Season 5. Although, if you're really that desperate, you could span out the map changes throughout the season. The best example is Chapter 4. Mega, make Naughty Net's Rift in mid-season. Wilds, let the jungle biome reveal over time. Events. You could get all the events you need done with a 10-season chapter, and you might even be done by the time you have to think about a new map. In this last one, again, there's no real solution, but the best one I can come up with is more time. A 2-year chapter can allow you to focus on updating and sustaining the present without having to force them to look up to the future, something that if you haven't noticed is happening right now. And for lack of a better outro, I made a quote: give chapters more time so Fortnite can be in its prime. Like and subscribe.